guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Elle here. So today's video is going to be a tutorial on the look I'm wearing right now, which is like a grungy glam spotlight eye, because you know me, I love a spotlight eye on my channel, you know, I just love a spotlight eye. So if you want to see how I created this look, make sure you stick around. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. Why can I not talk suddenly? Please give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you leave any suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because that would mean the world to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I'm starting off with my brows as always, and you must be so sick and tired of seeing me do my brows on camera because it's just so basic, so I'm really sorry. I'm just going to be using the MAC 4/slash maximizer just to brush up the brows, and then I'll use my finger to press the brow hairs up and onto the skin. I don't really fill my brows in very often. I mostly just do this because lazy. No, not because I'm lazy, it's just because I just prefer the way it looks. Like, I prefer that more natural looking fluffy soap brow. That is basically it for brows, like that. They don't take me very long, that's basically it. So we're going to prime the eyes now. I'm going to be using the Plouise base in the shade number 2, which, yes, I know I say this in every video, but just in case there's anyone new watching, it broke. The nozzle broke off inside the lid. So I can't wait until this one actually does run out so I can just buy a new one, so I'm not dealing with a broken one anymore. And I'm going to be using a Peaches and Cream PC, what is this? It's a PC 52 brush. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this right underneath my brow to carve them out. This just because I've not really got any product in there other than obviously something that just sticks them down like this. I've not actually filled them in. This just helps to shape them a little bit. Like, if you can see, that one looks so much better than this one already. Can you tell? Can you tell the difference? I can see. And then I'm just going to be taking the base all over my eye as well. I do also like to take my base out past my eye as well, just so that when I'm blending the eyeshadow, it's just got a nice even space to sort of blend on, rather than like just a harsh edge, if that makes sense, and then just blending it onto just clean skin. Do you get what I'm saying? You get me. Ta-da! Time to go on to eyeshadow, and today I am going to do more of like a grungy spotlight look, I think. Yeah, and I'm going to be using the Mitchell, made by Mitchell, Feet on the Ground palette. I'm absolutely obsessed with this palette. Do you know, like when you get a new palette and you just don't put it down? That's what I'm like. This is what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to start off with the shade Bored in the House, which is this one right here. It's just a really deep brown. I said that really weird. It's a really deep brown, sorry. Obviously, you don't have to use the exact same eyeshadows as I am. You could use just any from another brand in a similar colour. You could even mix the colours up, like it really doesn't matter, just as long as you kind of follow the basic sort of like a dark and a medium and a light kind of colour and the placement for them, like it'll be fine. So I'm going to start off with a Morphe E18 brush, which looks like this. It's just a pencil brush. You know, I like to start off with darker shades first and then go from there and blend them out. I just find that you get a lot more pigment. It's just easier, quicker. Like, I feel like when you do light to dark, you're going back in with like loads of the dark to try and deepen it up. When you do it this way, it's honestly so much quicker, so much easier. I can't remember the last time I did light to dark. It was a long time ago. So I'm just going to start pressing this first on the outer corner of the eye and up into the crease slightly. One thing you don't want to be doing is we're not going to be sort of blending this all into the crease like this. That's not what we're going to be doing with this. Because I'm going for more of that grungy look, I'm going to do an unstructured spotlight eye. If you can see, I've started to bring it in slightly, but I've then just stopped, because I'm not going to be taking it all into the crease. And then we're just going to do the exact same on the inner corner now. Again, you don't want to be blending this too far into the crease. Just like so. So next off, I'm going to take the shade Off-Roading, which is this one right here. It's a bit more of a medium toned brown, medium, yeah, you know what I'm saying, it's more of a medium brown. And I'm going to just use this brush from Makeup Geek. It's their defined crease brush, so it's just like a small defined crease brush basically, so you can blend but you can keep it more precise, so it's not obviously if you try to blend out with one of these now, you can see that size difference, it would just be too all over the place, you won't be able to get precise blending. So just want to use something a bit more precise but fluffier, and obviously with longer bristles, not as short and stubby. And we're just going to start to blend this out. If you are using this palette, I mean, to be fair, if you're using any eyeshadow, but this palette is really, really pigmented. Like the eyeshadows are super, super pigmented. So I tend to just work bit by bit. I just get a little bit on my brush, start blending, and then if I need more, I get a bit more rather than getting loads and then not being able to blend it out. And then start to do this on the inner corner. And you'll notice I'm sort of using tapping motions to get the product on there and then just start blending it. And obviously sometimes you can blend in windshield wiper motions, which is just more like this, and some people blend in circular motions. Honestly, it depends on the kind of look I'm doing. If I'm doing something more precise, I tend to just do like the windshield wiper motions, so like this. If I'm doing something like super blown out, I'm going to do more circular motions. It completely depends what kind of look you're doing. And then I'm just going to go back in with that darker shade that we used, just to then deepen this back up. It's all about layers. Think of Shrek. Onions have layers. So do eyeshadows. You just got to sort of layer it up. So, and that's if you're doing it light, dark, dark to light, really doesn't matter. But obviously in the sense that I'm doing it dark to light, so you want to put your dark shade on, blend that out with more mid shade, blend that out again with a light shade, and obviously you want to be going back in with those colours at different points as well, just to make sure everything's got the intensity that you want it, and it's not just going to turn into one muddy colour on your eye. You want to make sure, even though they're nice and blended together and there's like a seamless blend, you want to still be able to see those colours, if that makes sense. Next, we are going to use the shade Clay Baby, which is this one right here. I love these kinds of colour eyeshadows. I think they're absolutely stunning, like sort of sandy kind of colour. I absolutely love it. I just think it looks beautiful. Now I am going to be going in with a big brush. So this is the Morphe M573 brush, which looks just like this. And we're just going to do the exact same thing basically and just blend those edges out. And obviously this is sort of a bit of a blown out look, so I am sort of just flicking this lighter shade up and out to give that sort of blown out effect on the outer corner. Same on the inner corner as well. One thing I will say is if you're doing Instagram makeup, or if you want to do something grungy, don't be scared of sort of taking it up onto the side of the nose a little bit and into the brow. Like, honestly, don't be scared of that whatsoever. Now we're at this stage, I'm just going to go back in with each of those shades just to make sure everything's nice and blended and you can see the colours. So I'm going to go in with the mid-tone one, which I think was called Off-Roading. By the way, guys, I have been rewatching, and I don't know if any of you will know this, because number one, I think it probably depends on where you are watching from, like where you're from, and probably also on your age. And I might be showing my age here, but I've recently been rewatching Wild at Heart. Now, if anyone knows Wild at Heart, I loved that show when I was younger. Seriously, like my childhood, or like, I don't know how old I would have been, like, I'd have probably been like a young teenager. So I'm not talking like 17, 18, I'm talking like maybe 13. And maybe even like younger than that, to be fair. My Sunday nights was spent watching the Dancing on Ice results, and then watching Wild at Heart. That was my Sunday night as a kid. And I recently found out that Wild at Heart, found this out from Elle Darby, so thanks Elle Darby for sharing this information, found out that I think there's 8 seasons, all 8 seasons of Wild at Heart are on Amazon Prime. I was like, oh my god, I need to rewatch it. So if anyone wants to rewatch it, or if anyone wants to start watching Wild at Heart, it's all on Amazon Prime, so go watch it. It's such a good TV show. For those of you that haven't heard of it before, it's basically about an English family from Bristol, and one of them is a vet, and they move, well, they don't move, they go on holiday to Africa. It's supposed to be like a holiday. They end up finding a monkey gets taken into the vets, and they want to sort of release it back into the wild. So they go to Africa to do that, and then they're going to have like a holiday, and then whilst they're out there they end up falling in love with Africa, and they end up staying there and looking after all the wild animals and stuff, and running like a retreat and stuff. It's honestly so good. If you love animals, you'll love it, so definitely recommend it. Like all of the like elephants and the lions, it's just amazing. Seriously, watch it. As you can see, other than obviously like mascara and lashes, this eye is done. So I'm going to show you the rest of it on here now, on this eye, on this eye. So basically the brush that we used off-roading on, the mid-tone brown, I'm just going to get a little bit more of that shade, and then I'm just going to sort of feather it in. Obviously I don't want to be taking this all over the lid, but I just don't want too much of a harsh line between the darker shade and then obviously the like spotlight, if that makes sense. So I'm just sort of feathering this in. I'm going to do the same with the shade Clay Baby as well, not too much of it obviously because this brush is a lot bigger, just a little bit, and I'm just feathering that in. We're now going to be doing the lid shade, and I used a Peaches and Cream pigment in the shade Gatsby. If you can see this, if it's picking up in the light, it's like a really pretty gold shade. It's absolutely stunning. This is probably one of my favourite pigments from Peaches and Cream. I'm just going to pat this onto that spotlight section. When there's less on my brush, I'll then take it up here. Like I said, it's an unstructured, so we've not got the sort of, how do I explain it? Do you know like the spotlight eye that's got like that bit of a cut crease, like it's cut there, you know what I mean? We've not got that because we've gone for an unstructured one to make it look more grungy. So taking it pretty much all the way up, and then just obviously again you want to make sure you are feathering the edges of it so it's not too harsh. We don't want any harsh lines. Okay, so now that we've done that, it's just time to do the lower lash line. So I'm going to start off by putting a black eyeliner pencil in my tight liner and in my waterline. This is Feline from MAC. So if I'm referring to waterline, I'm referring to the bottom. If I'm referring to tight lining, I'm on about the top. You're best off looking down when you're doing this as well, so you can't see the pencil. And then also in the waterline too. I'm going to take the shade Ammo, which is just the black shade in the palette right here. And I'm going to take, where's my little brush? I'm going to take a Zoeva brush, and it's the number 237. It's a really petite detail brush. I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up, and I'm just going to run this on the lower lash line. I don't want to be taking this down, I can't talk. I don't want to take this down too far. So just try and keep the black nice and close to the lash line. I'm just going to take the same shades we've been using and just run them underneath that. So this is the darker brown, so this was bought in the house. And you just want to make sure you are connecting it here as well on the outer corner to the top. So next I'm going to go in with the mid-tone brown, which was off-roading. And finally in with Clay Baby. And then if you need to go back in with those shades and deepen any of them up or blend them out anymore, you can do. And then I'm just going to do a bit of an inner corner highlight as well. I'm going to use the shade Bless You, which is this one right here in the top right hand corner as you're looking up at the palette. I got my like left and right mixed up then. I was like, yeah, you get me, you get me. I'm going to go in with that shade. I'm just going to use the same brush that I was using to apply Gatsby, but just the tip of it. And I'm just going to put this right on that inner corner. So all I've got to do now is pop on some mascara and some false lashes. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. Don't know about you, but I am absolutely loving it. I just love how grungy and glam it is. I know that I love doing like Instagram makeup and doing like bright colours and lots of glitter and cut creases and stuff like that, but sometimes I just love doing a nice glam look, and I love doing like grungy looks as well. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this tutorial, if you want to see more like this, or just what videos you want to see from me in the future. If you've got any kind of specific tutorial you want me to do, any specific like look or trend, let me know in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you click the little subscription box down below as well, because that would mean so much to me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you in the next one. Love you, bye. That was so cringe, what am I doing?